Because who was right?
You were right. This time.
That's not the only time I've been right.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey everybody, back again at the bus. Today is a little bit different because we are finished with the demolition. All we have now is some finished cleanup work, and we're going to begin taking the windows out. Today's the day. That's not really part of demolition. I'm going to do a dump run to get rid of that mess back there. We've got a little bit outside. I'm going to clean up inside the bus a little bit. We're going to tarp it because it's still winter in Canada. It's a pretty mild winter right now. We're not in the -30s anymore, but still winter. So we're going to tarp it with some insulated tarps, and then we're going to begin taking the windows out, and hopefully if all goes well, we'll get all the windows out this weekend. Okay, so here we are. We're just gonna have a peek, see how the windows come out. So
we have already cut next to the metal.
Yes, I'll talk about that when I go outside.
Okay.
Okay, so I've taken the brackets off here. You can see on here on this side, in between each window, there is a keeper that holds. This keeper holds the window in place. I'll go outside and show. So you can see along here, there's sealant in here, and it's all the way around, and there's a rubber gasket in there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not, and we've cut all that, and didn't have to cut it hard. The main thing we did was cut the top. So now Christina's just going to grab and just give it a light tug.
Okay, and yeah, oh, come get this, because you can see where it's pulling the glue. So
I don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah, so the glue is attached. So it's just all pulling off, and that's it. They just come out just like that.
And then what we'll do is get after it and clean.
We're gonna take them all.
This will be replaced.
Yeah, we'll replace all that.
But we'll take it home and clean up all of this stuff.
Clean it all up, nice and clean. Fix anything that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
But this is today's project: is taking out all these windows.
Yeah, and maybe starting on the rust.
Yeah, maybe. If anybody has seen the movie Venom.
Oh, actually, the others.
There's Venom.
Keep going.
Okay. Turns out this window, I didn't have to take the hinge off. I just needed to pry a little harder.
I'm just looking at the black stuff. In case you're wondering, people, this is what fibromyalgia does to you. My back right there is already seizing up. I'm hoping that has more to do with the way I walk, because I walk on the outsides of my feet, and that it can be corrected. So yeah, so I gotta take a rest for a while, and we'll see you later.
And there we go. We've got an entire side of windows out. I was wrong about the emergency window. You do not have to take the hinge off on the outside, because you can't. It gets caught in here. You just need to pry a little harder, people. Just pry a little harder. I was worried about breaking it, but just pry a little harder. So there we go, one side out. Christina's working on this side. We'll get all these windows out and we'll get her tarped. There we go. Second side done. Went much faster. Mostly because we didn't take a run to the dump break in between it. Now, Christina's going to take these screws out of this back panel. But we're going to need to figure out the windows, because the windows are sealed in around this panel. So I'm worried that if we take the panel out, we lose the windows. We may have to do the panel later. But we're gonna check it out right now. I have to cut these screws off so I can get this out, because these screws are all seized, rusted solid. I have to cut this one off so we can get this weather stripping out. As you can see down here, this is the weather stripping up against the back wall on top of the old flooring. It's all rusted in there. All this surface rust will eventually, over time, become a much worse problem. Go along to the other side. These panels come off so we can get in behind it, get it all cleaned out, and build new stuff on it. The windows are going to have to come out eventually.
Because there's rust on the outside of one of the windows.
Yeah. This one here on the outside above the window is rusted, so we're going to have to deal with all that. So these are all going to have to come off.
We're going to have to deal with the electrical stuff there. It had already been disconnected, so we don't have to worry about the alarm or anything.
Yeah, this has been disconnected up at the front.
So
We'll just take it all out. There we go. All the windows are out. We tarped it and we tied it. You zigzag back and forth. Tied it tight at the back and then pulled it all the way through to the front and tied it tight at the front. These are insulated tarps, so while we're inside, it'll definitely help keep the heat in. Probably better than the windows did, that's for sure. And across the back, we've taken some tarp straps and we've crisscrossed it because the wind comes from this direction most of the time here, and that will keep them from peeling up and flying out. Just noticed this condensation. That is between the panes of glass. We're going to have to deal with that. It's two panes, but they're just sandwiched together inside the rubber here. So when we work on this door, I'll try and take the glass out and reseal that, because that's not a good thing. Speaking of roof raise, we've actually been thinking that we may raise this roof 18 inches instead of 12, because we are using the original windows back in here, and all we're going to do is be raising the windows up so that they're at a little bit below the top of the cupboard, so the countertops. And there's a reason for that. We'll get into that later when we do the window coverings. But I think with 18 inches up, it'll give us enough height here for me to build cabinets up here. Because if we only go 12, this is going to be here, sure, but then the windows are going to come up almost that same distance, which will not really allow us to do the cabinets that I want to do. But it's coming together quick. I know it doesn't seem like it, but when you think that we're only putting in maybe 7 or 8 hours a week maximum, because we both work full time, and we have my kids every second week. My kids are with us, so we don't come during the week at that time. But it's coming together. We're very excited. Afternoon, everybody.
good afternoon.
We are back for another day. Today is basically cleanup day.
We live in a pumpkin.
It's all tarped up, looks like a pumpkin. We're going to clean up, take some stuff out of here, get all the dirt and stuff off the floor that we've been rolling around in for the last few months. Okay, so this rail has been the subject of some comments It's not angle iron. It is just formed. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see the camera. It is just bent tin. That's all it is. This is a chair rail. The bottom down here is the same as what the tin up top here would have been. It's just the inside skin. And it's been bent to form a chair rail because that's where all the seats were connected. Okay, so here's what we discovered. After cutting this all out, we discovered that, yeah, it in fact looks like it may be a structural piece because this rib on the wall is not actually attached to the floor. And it's all bolted in along here. So we're not going to take it out after this. We're going to cut this chair rail off all the way. I'll just go with a zip cut and just cut that whole thing off. Both sides all the way down. We'll leave the pin in there. I will put some flat bar in here to the back. But we need to get the back panel off. So we got to cut the corners anyway. So that's fine. But all that fighting and working and just to discover that we can't actually take it out. Whatever. We'll tuck some insulation, or we could even do spray foam in behind it.
Yeah.
You could use the cans in behind it. All right, well, it's nice and clean. There's no rust or anything, just dirty. Away we go. Okay, we're gonna call it there. We're tired and we're frustrated, and we spend most of the day thinking about everything and not getting anything done. So I guess we're done now for demolition. I'll have to fix that corner where we took out where we shouldn't have. That's called a blooper.
Well, we gotta take it on those other corners too, though.
Yeah, we have to cut the corners at the back out so we can get the panels off the wall at the back. So that's going to be happening next time. But for today, I think that's it. Check out our website, www.genx-ventures.com. We have a little store on there. We got all kinds of cool stuff on there.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button.
Give it a like or a dislike if you didn't like it.
Give us a comment.
Leave a comment. We love getting the comments. And that'll be it for now.
Bye.
Bye.